Astonishing new image shows $300,000 Bentley flying through the air before exploding at Niagara Falls checkpoint. Mario Balotelli escapes unharmed after major crash in his £100,000 Audi Q8 in Brescia, as former Man City star refuses breathalyzer. Stanley mug survives a car fire, so Stanley replaces both mug and car. King Charles plans Queen Camilla's 80th birthday party in 2027 with a national service of Thanksgiving. In Germany, an altar may need to be replaced after sex in church.
Ozzy Osbourne, 74, says he should have died before loads of his rocker friends following his battle with alcoholism and drug addiction. Madonna pokes fun at the Pope as she dons controversial hoodie featuring the Catholic leader while on tour in Milan. Natalie Portman talks her May-December dream role and warning child actors about working in Hollywood, says it was luck that I was not harmed. Jason Statham wasn't stung once while making The Beekeeper. Kourtney Kardashian admits her family normalizes men's bad behavior. Ridley Scott's Napoleon conquers French box office despite vitriolic reviews. Squid Game, the challenge players threaten to sue Netflix over hypothermia and nerve damage claims. Her hack reveals Russian airline industry on verge of collapse. Russia could rebuild its military in 5 to 7 years, says Czech president. In Canada, up to 900 foreign workers coming to Windsor to help build EV battery plant, Nexstar says amid backlash. In France, for the unemployment insurance, the treasurer Bruno Le Maire wants to reduce the duration of compensation for unemployed people. Canada delays $3.6 billion Reaper buy until drones can work in Arctic. Israel Aerospace Industries to supply kamikaze drones to 2 unknown countries. Eddie Murphy's Axel Foley is back on the case in Beverly Hills Cop 4. Friendly foreign influencers win growing following in China. Swiss digital ID scheme could begin in 2026. Huge cavalcade of drivers get stuck in Nevada desert after following Google Maps shortcut to avoid interstate dust storm. U.S. Congress Speaker Johnson's release of January 6 video feeds right-wing conspiracy theories as newly released January 6 footage does not show an undercover federal agent flashing his badge. Graffiti artist Lecto released in Avignon after arrest for the mural representing French President Macron as puppet of Attali.
Egypt's President Sisi says deportation of Palestinians is a non-negotiable red line for Egypt. Spanish PM Sanchez said to Netanyahu in Israel, "The number of dead Palestinians is unbearable." The Mercy, Indonesian hospital in Gaza, becomes Israeli headquarters. In Canada, Ottawa bans captive monkeys and elephants. Brazil could reach historic low deforestation in 1 to 2 years, official says. South Korea court overturns Japan's immunity from comfort women's suit. India expressed surprising concern over plot to assassinate 6 separatist Panan, says White House. Afghanistan announces permanent closure of embassy in Delhi, cites persistent challenges from Indian government. The Estonian government is ready to close the border with Russia.
In France, for the rising prices, 20% of inflation comes from industrial margins, denounces Michel-Edouard Leclerc. Canadian interest rates 2 points higher due to gov spending, says Scotiabank over 55 years old. Nearly 1 in 2 French employees say they are in psychological distress.
Turkey central bank hikes rate by double the forecast to 40%. Portuguese banks are almost twice as profitable as European ones. Argentine banks flee to one-day notes amid government transition. Reportedly, the Kingdom of Bhutan has been quietly mining Bitcoin for years, and Bhutan built a Bitcoin mine on the site of its failed education city. CNBC's famous finance show host, Jim Cramer, recommends investing in Bitcoin amidst mixed market signals. Jim Cramer admits he was wrong about crypto, says I was premature. With no access to crypto, disgraced FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is now trading fish to pay for services in prison. Justin Sun could be the next Sam Bankman-Fried, analyst claims. Singapore imposes stringent regulations to quash retail crypto speculation. Hamilton denies hoarders' claim he approached Red Bull. The Economist comments, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has seized and politicized Indian cricket.
Pfizer is suing Poland over vaccines. In India, heart of 2-year-old's brain-dead patient from Delhi travels 2,000 kilometers to save a life in Chennai. AstraZeneca rejects claims its COVID vaccine was defective. Jab maker argues accusations are confused and wrong in law. Sean Combs, Diddy accused of 1991 sexual assault of college student in new lawsuit. parole board set to convene and consider Oscar Pistorius' early release. Spanish prosecutors seek 9 years prison sentence for footballer Dani Alves in sexual assault trial.
Pro-Palestinian protesters disrupt Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. Harvard Journal accused of censoring article alleging genocide in Gaza. In the UK, jihad chants can be prosecuted as encouraging terrorism.
USA Congress House Republicans issue a subpoena to federal prosecutor in Hunter Biden's case. Nicaragua's Miss Universe title win exposes deep political divide in the Central American country. UK Home Secretary James Cleverly admits calling Labour MP unparliamentary word. Stockton MP rejects Cleverly's claim that insult referred to him, not his town. House Speaker Mike Johnson likened abortion to American Holocaust. In Argentina, Milanese possible foreign minister defends legalization of organ market. Ghislaine Maxwell faces new lawsuit while behind bars. New York City Mayor Eric Adams accused of sexual assault in 1993. Cuba Gooding Jr. faces 2 sexual assault lawsuits before Adult Survivors Act expires. DuckDuckGo founder says Google's phone and manufacturing partnerships thwart competition. Disinformation is part and parcel of social media's business model, new research shows. Federal authorities subpoena Ticketmaster over egregious concert prices after it stonewalled lawmakers. Air pollution from coal-fired plants is much more deadly than originally thought, study finds. Eating just 1 bag of chips each day may raise risk of throat and mouth cancers, 25%, study suggests. Psychedelic mushroom use linked to lower psychological distress in those with adverse childhood experiences. Musculoskeletal disorders to double, surpassing 1 billion by 2050. Overdose deaths in pregnant, postpartum women tripled in as many years, reports USA's NIH. Babies' brains are primed for their native language before birth. Staphylococcus aureus drives itch and scratch-induced skin damage through. Junshi publishes positive Phase 3 results for COVID-19 pill VV116.
Epic Games blames Sony for not letting it pass along savings to customers. Embracer Games says human cost of restructure is significant, but necessary. NVIDIA sued after video call mistake showed stolen data. Thousands of routers and cameras vulnerable to new zero-day attacks by hostile botnet. India mulling regulation to tame deepfakes, AI user harm, claims the government.
China's real estate crisis has helped punch a $37 billion hole in the balance sheet of one of the country's largest shadow banks. In Canada, municipalities say $600 billion in infrastructure needed to build 5.8 million homes.
2023 Audi TT Roadster marks the final edition of the iconic model. Next generation Hyundai Elantra N could get a bigger 2.5L turbo engine.
In Australia, Brian Jonestown Massacre band members brawl on stage during Melbourne show. Rapper Nines, 33, is charged with possession of cannabis after being arrested at Heathrow Airport.
Clouded leopards face alarming decline amid genetic crisis, study warns. Scientists capture first-ever photos of giant coconut-cracking rats. Shipwrecks are a sanctuary for fish escaping trawlers.
Ban private jets to address climate crisis, says Thomas Piketty. Investigation shows shadow companies linked to Indonesia palm oil giant, the First Resources.
Net migration to UK hit record 745,000 in 2022, Revive figures show. In the UK, snap election speculation, as Treasury considers early budget. Population of England and Wales grows at fastest rate since 1962.
Europe's new Ariane 6 rocket passes launch rehearsal, says ESA, as Europe's new Ariane 6 rocket aces crucial 7 minutes engine burn. Mysterious cosmic ray observed in Utah came from beyond our galaxy, scientists say, and Earth received a message sent from a deep space laser. It took just 50 seconds to travel 10 million miles, where telescope array detects second highest energy cosmic ray ever. Russia offers to help Indonesia build nuclear power plants. Chinese envoy calls for nuclear weapon-free zone in Middle East. New York Times comments as AI belongs to the capitalists now. OpenAI and Microsoft hit with copyright lawsuit from non-fiction authors. Baidu makes it to the Fortune 50 AI innovators list. OpenAI's offices were sent thousands of paper clips in an elaborate prank to warn about an AI apocalypse. Businesses, tech groups warn EU against overregulating AI foundation models.
Hypercar maker Pagani says China has lessons for Europe on EVs. Huawei and Xiaomi are paving the way for an Apple EV. Washington Post reports, China owns the EV supply chain, now it wants to sell you a car.
Australian barley makes big comeback in China after tariffs end. First Quantum suspends copper production in Panama amid blockade. UK consumers more willing to buy big-ticket items, GfK says. Greek shippers exit Russian oil trade as US tightens price cap scrutiny. NBA Africa's first CEO steps down amid other top departures. French military plans 15,000 soldiers for Paris Olympic security.
Javier Milei confirmed Patricia Bullrich as his Minister of Security. Taiwan opposition alliance collapses, Terry Go quits race. New Zealand's centre-right government forms with 3 parties. Russian state TV hails Dutch far-right hardliners' election victory. Violent Dublin protests blamed on far-right ideology after 5 injured in knife attack. In Ireland, Dublin, the night of riots leaves city with trail of destruction after woman and children injured in knife attack. German police raid suspected Hamas and Samidown properties. Also German police target far-right Reichsbürger in raids. China tells WHO that known germs are causing kids' pneumonia surge. New Zealand's next government to scrap law, curbing tobacco sales.